I'm Russ Fritz, and right now I'm going to start switching grooves. Oh, welcome to the show, everyone. Tonight, Nathan is off due to some personal reasons, so we will take care of this ourselves. But this will strictly be a dirt show tonight. As I said, Nathan's off, and he will cover NASCAR as soon as he gets back. So I guess let's get into it. So, just a quick show, hopefully. The All Star Circuit of Champions is making a comeback in 2025 as the oldest touring series for wing sprint cars. It will feature a full schedule, including Ohio Sprint Speed Week, and every race will stream live on Flow Racing. High Limit Racing took over ownership of the All Star Circuit of Champions from Tony Stewart after the 2023 season. Although there were no races in 2024, co-founders Brad Sweet and Kyle Larson have teamed up with Rich Farmer, the promoter of Fremont Speedway, to revive the series and host Ohio Sprint Speed Week once again this year. When we took over the All-Stars, we always planned to bring the series back, said Sweet. We believe Rich will collaborate with Ohio's sprint car community to create a schedule that benefits drivers, teams, tracks, and the local fans. Now, Farmer, who promoted Fremont Speedway from 2008 until 2018 and resumed the role again this year for 2024, has won the Regional Promoter of the Year award twice, once in 2013, obviously, and in 2015. He has experience as a driver, car owner, and in many other roles in dirt racing, along with his dirt track promoting. And my notes skipped ahead. So sorry about that. Some difficulty here. There it is. Sorry, my notes all jumped off on me here. So I appreciate that Brad and Kyle trust me to bring back this historic sprint car series, said Farmer. We're committed to creating a competitive schedule with good prizes and a point fund that will draw talented drivers to the tracks, and having the All-Stars name back is significant for the region and its fans. Originally founded in 1970, the All-Star Circuit of Champions has played a key role in the racing history of Ohio and the surrounding states. Many legendary drivers, including champions Bobby Allen, Jack Hewitt, Dale Blaney, Kenny Jacobs, and Chad Kemenaugh, have competed in this series, as well as Tyler Courtney and Zeb Wise, who are also former champions. Tony Stewart owned the series from 2015 after buying it off of Guy Webb, to 2023. A full 2025 schedule has not been released yet, but we do have two confirmed race dates. Michaels Mercer Raceway in Pennsylvania has announced that the All-Stars will race there on June 28th and September 6th with a $5,000 prize for each event. With Rich Farmer promoting this new All-Star Series, obviously races at Fremont and Attica are to be expected, along with plenty of other Ohio races. More Pennsylvania dates are likely, and even possible trips to other nearby states. He is also working to secure teams for the new series and may already have some commitments. In addition to the All-Stars, Mercer will host two fast races on May 3rd and August 22nd, along with a boss event on June 7th. And the Western PA Speed Week opening on May 28th will also be at Michaels Mercer. This will kick off a series of races at PA Motor Speedway, Lernerville, Sharon, and Tri-City, continuing until June 1st. More details, including the 2025 schedule, will arrive in December. For the latest updates, follow All-Star Sprints on X and All-Star Circuit of Champions on Facebook. Speaking of regional series, Kevin Newton and Honest Abe Roofing will team with Aaron Fry and Fast next year. This news comes after the All-Star Circuit of Champions decided to return to Ohio, as well as Honest Abe becoming the title sponsor for POWRi's Regional 410 series. Newton once supported the Maverick series, and since POWRi seems to want to expand north and east into the same areas Maverick was eyeing, it's interesting to witness Newton's shifting support. This development is great for those participating in Fast next year, as the series announced plans for increased tow money and a larger point fund for 2025. As Aaron Fry prepares to compete for tracks and drivers with Rich Farmer and the All-Stars, this extra support will definitely help. So that's going to be fun. I can't wait to see that next year. The World of Outlaws have also announced a season featuring 90 races running from February 8th until November 8th in 2025. The season will kick off at Volusia during the Dirt Car Nationals and wrap up with the World Finals in Charlotte. Throughout the season, fans can look forward to major events like the Knoxville Nationals, the Kings Royal, the National Open, the High Bank Nationals at Huset's, and the new Dennis Roth Classic. Familiar venues such as Pevely and Eldora will also host races, along with multiple events in central Pennsylvania. A new addition to the schedule is Mississippi Thunder, set for August. Some tracks making a return after a break include Paris, New Egypt, Vado, Deer Creek, Angel Park, and Plymouth. In May, there will be races across the Canadian border at Ohsweken and Cornwall. LaSalle Speedway will also reopen with an outlaw event in October. This year's schedule is quite similar to the 2024 schedule with a few changes. There are still some dates to be announced on September 26th, just before a race in Sharon, Ohio, and on October 17th, leading up to the LaSalle event. In 2025, tracks hosting both the Outlaws and High Limit include Paris, Bakersfield, Tulare, Vado, 81, and Eldora. Information on the purse and point fund hasn't been revealed yet, except for some of the larger payouts, and it's unclear if weekly outlaw payouts will increase. The High Bank Nationals at Huset's will again offer a $250,000 winner's payout, and the Kings Royal will increase to $200,000 to win, up from $175,000 in 2024. The Knoxville Nationals has raised its winner's share by $5,000, now totaling $195,000. Additionally, there's a chance for even more money, up to $295,000, if the winner is actually using a specific set of wheels and hubs. Wheelmaker Kaiser is offering a $100,000 bonus for drivers using their products. Kaiser stated that the Nationals is the one key race their wheels have yet to win. So they hope that this extra incentive will change that. Teams without contracts for other wheels might consider switching for this event. The Nationals will take place from August 6th to August 9th next year. Knoxville has announced that their weekly purse will raise to $41,000, with every sprint car race paying $6,000 to win and $1,000 to start. To view the complete 2025 schedule, visit worldofoutlaws.com. Silly season news. We'll start with updates on the World of Outlaws sprint car full-time drivers for 2025. David Gravel, Sheldon Haudenschild, and new addition Cole Macedo are confirmed next season, and it's more than likely Donnie Schatz and Carson Macedo. Okay. It's more than likely Donnie Schatz and Carson Macedo will be back as well. Excuse me. And there's no indication that Buddy Kofoid and Roth will leave either. This gives us a solid picture of the top 5 in standings, and however, the situation becomes less clear as we move a little further down the list of drivers. A significant uncertainty surrounds Gio Scelzi and the KCP 18 team. A few months ago, it seemed easy to assume that they would continue with the Outlaws, but now it's not as certain. Recently, Gio posted on Instagram about one final night using a slot machine emoji. This hints that he might be considering a different series, as the gambling theme aligns more with High Limit than it does the World of Outlaws. Given that High Limit appears set to lose some teams, and the top 5 in the Outlaws are stable, acquiring Gio and KCP could be a smart move for Brad Sweet and High Limit. The KCP team showed strong performance in 2024, with most stats improving, and at one point they looked like a championship contender. However, some difficult races late in the season slowed their progress, and they may need additional speed to compete with Gravel and Macedo. A positive sign, though, for KCP Racing is that they released the Outlaw schedule last week, which they didn't do with High Limit. And despite some rumors linking Logan Schuchart to High Limit, it seems he will return to the Outlaws. His sponsorship has ties to the Outlaw series, making a move unlikely. And there's a good chance Bill Balog will continue with the series in 2025 as well. He joined in 2024 as a bit of a surprise and remained competitive despite some tough crashes. Confirmation might take time, but nothing is suggesting that he won't return. The bottom 4 teams in the World of Outlaws standings face more uncertainty. Brock Zierfoss has hired Jim Shuttlesworth to be the crew chief for the 3Z, and he secured a late season win at BAPS. However, there have been rumors that this team might shift to a schedule focused on central Pennsylvania. Like Jacob Allen, Zierfoss may find that schedule beneficial given the growing purses in Pennsylvania. The other 3 teams, the Side 7S, Premier 70, and the Bill Rose number 6, might all return next year, but likely with different drivers. Rose cycled through several drivers due to injury, including Kelby Watt, Robbie Price, and Dylan Cisney. And it's unclear who will be the permanent choice. For Sides, there are no definitive updates, but there's speculation that Crawley may not return. And now that Crawley has left the 7S, the future for Sides is uncertain, but yet it's difficult to imagine the Outlaws without him. Crawley announced today that he will be joining Michael Dutcher Motorsports to wheel the 17 GP in 2025. As for the Premier 70, Craig Kinzer was reportedly told late in the season that he wouldn't be back for 2025, so Pete Grove is now searching for a new driver. Craig had a challenging year and only achieved 2 top 10 finishes. In summary, we are likely to lose just one of the 12 full-time drivers from 2024, with the possibility of 1 or 2 more departing. However, we do know that Cole Macedo is joining, and at least one more addition is expected. In other news, James McFadden is starting a new chapter in his sprint car racing journey in Australia, where he recently drove the Napa-sponsored car with Hodges Motorsports, competing in events like the Adelaide 500 Sprint Cars in the City. That car is now put aside as he transitions to the Team Brady 23X car, where he will reunite with experienced crew chief Kim Booswell. McFadden announced on social media that they have an exciting summer filled with racing kicking off this weekend at Perth Motorplex. They already practiced together yesterday. I wrote this show, so that was Sunday. I wrote this show on Monday, so sorry for that, guys. But for those who may not know, Kim Booswell is the father of Dylan Booswell, who is currently the crew chief for Buddy Kofoid at Roth. After the High Limit season wrapped up, it's confirmed that... Oh, I lost my spot. Okay. After the High Limit season wrapped up, it's confirmed that McFadden is back in Australia for good, but he plans to return to the U.S. next summer for major sprint car events. When he does come back, he is expected to drive a second Roth car. It seems that this second second entry may not race full time next year, but instead be available for McFadden when he returns. This team earned a high limit charter this season, but it's possible they might drop in priority. There's also a chance that High Limit will give out only 4 charters for 2024 and increase that to 6 in 2025. But we'll have to wait and see, especially since Brent Marks' plans for next year are still unclear. So that's where we are with that. Whoa, some loud noise outside my door here. But moving on, there are some updates in the regional sprint car scene. Recently, Jay Kaiser Racing announced on social media that they are looking for their next driver. The team is gearing up for a busy season with 50 to 60 races, which will include events at Attica and appearances in the World of Outlaws and High Limit Series, along with fast and other local races at Fremont Speedway. They are seeking a skilled driver who has experience and can help bring some financial support. The more funding a driver can contribute, the more opportunities to race competitively they will have. In 2024, Cale Thomas drove the Kaiser 23, but parted ways with the team after the races at Attica and Sharon in September. During his time, Thomas secured 8 wins over 50 races, finishing in the top 5 more than 20 times and competing closely in both the Ohio Speed Week and AFCS championships. Although he hasn't made any announcements since his departure, he did race with Ron Rutherford at the National Open at Williams Grove. This team could be an excellent option for drivers currently looking for a new opportunity, as they have the potential to win on any given night in Ohio and are willing to travel. Some noteworthy free agents available, including Zeb Wise, Parker Price Miller, Chase Randall, Corey Eliason, Devin Bordner, and Hunter Schoenberg. So, plenty of guys to choose from. I hope one of those guys gets a ride out of this. So, and finally, next season at Huset's, Riley Goodnow will be driving the DeWall 16 sprint car. Previously, Brooke Tatnell was behind the wheel, but he announced on Facebook last night that he will mostly step away from the car and only race in a few events outside of Huset's and Jackson. And this change comes because the team is teaming up with Goodnow Motorsports. Tatnell raced 24 times this season, finishing in the top 10 7 times, with his best results being 4 7th place finishes. He didn't compete in any high limit races, and his highest finish with the Outlaws was 15th at Cedar Lake. On the other hand, Goodnow participated in 62 races, achieving 7 top 5 finishes and 13 top 10s, including a win at Lincoln in August with, what was that? With High Limit? With the MOWA series. An interesting fact about the weekly championship at Huset's: none of the top 8 racers in weekly points had a win at the track in 2024, which is rare in racing, but it does happen. Besides a few races in the 16 car, Tatnell plans to race less in his own 14 car, while also supporting his son Garrett as he starts his journey in sprint car racing. So, not a whole lot to talk about. That's about all I've got, guys. At least on this one. And I think I'm going to call that good today, guys. So, appreciate everyone tuning in. And like I always say, race hard, stay safe, and we'll see you there. Good night, everyone.